Guys, so much FUD. China FUD, US FUD, Norway FUD, FTX FUD, Binance FUD, that Bang FUD. I mean, there's so much FUD around. I mean, everybody's turned 180 degrees around and turned bearish suddenly, instantly, on the dime. And then when you look at the charts, I mean, you gotta assume that we are gonna continue dumping down. Like, there is almost no signs of, you know, strength in the price. It looks bad. It's probably gonna drop down. But in this video, I'm gonna try to show you that maybe, just maybe, there is a slight hope that we are gonna pump towards the upside, guys. There is slight hope. Now, what are we looking at, guys? What are we looking at? Well, first of all, we are looking at the major support level down here. Let me just remove the moving averages for a second so you can see this nicely. Of course, everybody's looking at this support. Support is gonna break. Support is gonna go down. That's what everybody's saying, right? We're gonna do stuff like this over here, and then I'm gonna break down on the downside, right? That's the plan. Everybody's talking about it. Even we on this channel, we on our YouTube channel, we talk about this. We talk about the price might very likely fall down. We've seen, you know, we've seen the 2014 fractal playing out right now in the same way. This over here is a very common pattern where you pump up here above the previous highs and then you drop down. It's a very common pattern. It happens all the time, all around. I mean, it's so bearish that you gotta assume it's gonna drop down, but just maybe it doesn't drop down. So let's look at that. Of course, the very important level of support. Now, before we go into the Bitcoin, this is the DXY. Now, we got a couple of lines on the DXY that we've been following. There has definitely been some kind of rising wedge up here. There has been two very major resistance levels, 105 and 106. What you're gonna see here, we tried to break out of the rising wedge towards the upside. We failed that. We went back inside the rising wedge. We fell out. We retested that, and right now we are falling down again. If you look this on a little bit small time frames up here, you'll see that this rising wedge tried to, you know, break towards the upside up here, failed that, tried two more times to break towards the upside, failed that, and right now it looks like it's going towards the downside. And if you look at the stock market over here, stock market is actually pumping, guys. Bitcoin is dumping, stock markets is pumping off the support level. So if you zoom in a little bit up here, out here, I don't know where this line came actually from, so we're gonna remove that. If you look at a little bit up here, like this up here, this expanding musical instrument up here, you know, broke to the upside, having a retest. Right now it's going towards the upside. Now there is definitely, I don't know how did I make this line down here. I mean, what are these points, man? What are these points up here? There we go. So you can see right now that this stock market is actually pumping, guys. Stock market is pumping. Right now, S&P 500 is up 1.3%. Dow Jones is up 0.78%. Now, Dow Jones is a little bit different. This is actually a legit line up here, give or take. Let me see up here. Is that legit line? Yeah, this is these levels up here. It should be something like this over here. There we go. It has the same kind of pattern as S&P has. You know, expanding musical instrument, broke towards the upside, retest, falls down here. That is still above the support. Everything looks nice. And the Nasdaq as well has also expanding musical instrument with some kind of support level, broke above, right now doing a retest as well. Technically we are not below these levels over here, so this line is major line when it comes to the stock markets, and every single index, not every single, but Nasdaq, Dow Jones, S&P got this line over here, and we are still above the line. We are still above the line on Nasdaq, we are still above the line on the Dow Jones, and we are still above the line on the S&P 500. At the same time, DXY looks like it's very dumpy. DXY looks like it's very damn dumpy, and that only thing that's not going up right now is the goddamn Bitcoin. Can you imagine that? So what's going on? Now, we've been seeing before that the DXY and Bitcoin are not actually inversely correlated all the time. Maybe in some longer time frames, but not all the time. Now, that said, will Bitcoin pump? What's gonna happen? Now, here's the thing. Everybody believes, and there is also, of course, the bear flag up here. The target is actually both here and down here at the bottom. It goes something like this over here. The target goes from the top up here towards the bottom up here, and there is some kind of, you know, flagging up, doing up here. So if you pull the flagpole from the, you know, from the top up here where it actually was, you know, to the bottom down here, it looks like the bottom, you know, on the flag is again towards downside. Here is the bullish scenario, guys. Here is the bullish scenario. Everybody and their grandmother thinks right now we're gonna dump. There is so much FUD. I mean, it's insane. It's insane. Everybody think right now, you know, the next move down is coming. Everybody thinks that. Now, for a couple of days, I'm talking about the spring might happen. And before any kind of big move, big move towards upside, where you break, you know, a very major level of resistance, you need some kind of spring. You need something to, you know, get out all these longs and, you know, reset the market a little bit, and then fastly move above the resistance, so they, you know, they FOMO in. So what happens during a spring? Maybe a spring comes down here, maybe this is over here, a spring. What happens during a spring? A lot of people sell, they capitulate, they get out, and they think lower levels are in, right? Lower levels are gonna come, and what happens? The price quickly moves and goes towards outside. So right now, these people that, you know, got out up here, you know, panic sold and feared, right now they need to FOMO in, and when they start FOMOing in, what happens then? Then you break the resistance with these people that actually sold, right? So they are buying the resistance, but this time they're trying to break the resistance, right? So you need more people to break the resistance when resistance fails to break. Is this the spring that we are waiting for? Now, there has been a very nice line up here. There has been a very nice line up here, give or take up here. You see right now we broke to the line, sitting on the support up here, and everybody thinks this support is gonna break. But what if this is the spring already happening? What if this is the spring up here towards the upside? Because you know, my theory is that this can also be spring towards downside over here, and then, you know, go towards upside. But what if this is the spring? What if all people are wrong and everybody's waiting for some kind of, you know, consolidation pattern, you know, something that, you know, to buy towards upside? Because you gotta understand, previously down here they didn't buy. A lot of people didn't buy down here, and everybody thought it's gonna go lower. They missed the buy, but this time they were like, no, I'm gonna buy when it comes to the bottom, and the bottom is gonna come down here, you know, at you know, 21.5. It's gonna come at 21.9. It's gonna come at 20. This bottom I am gonna buy. What if you don't get that button? Oftentimes, we've been saying this for a long time, oftentimes when people talk about one more dump, one more pull to the downside, just one more, you know, week down, and that's gonna be it, right? What if that thing doesn't come? And oftentimes it doesn't come. Oftentimes it comes very close to those levels, but not enough where you buy, and then it goes towards the upside. So my theory right now is that DXY is going to dump down, S&P 500, stock market, Nasdaq, Dow Jones is going to go a little bit towards the upside, and I think right now that there is so much FUD and fear that this has a real chance, you know, either holding the support over here and bouncing towards the upside, or having a big fast spring towards the upside. You know, this would be insane. The spring would be insane. Everybody will be left behind, especially if it does, you know, a quick move down here below the support and then right back up again. So if we get a spring, good times around, and I think if we get a spring, the 25 will be broken. On the other hand, you know, target is down here at 16, 15k or whatever, right? We know the bottom targets. We know, I mean, we've been looking at the bottom targets. We know what needs to break. This line needs to break over here. This line needs to break, and this bottom down here needs to break. And once both of these levels are broken, let me just change this into something more similar to yellow. There we go. And once these two targets are actually broken, then we dump down to, you know, whatever, 15, 14, 12, 10, 5, 0, I don't know, really doesn't matter. But you know, both of these lines needs to be broken. But what if we get the spring nobody expects? Now, I'm not saying that's gonna happen, you know, I'm just, you know, putting a scenario out here. There is that. Also, this is the first time I'm posting on Twitter, so, you know, follow, and, you know, maybe there will be another video tomorrow if the response is very nice. I don't know, but I've noticed there's a lot of people on Twitter from crypto space, and YouTube doesn't want to promote my stuff, so, you know, let's do Twitter. Guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you maybe tomorrow, same time, same place. Bye-bye. I don't have an outro. Yeah, you know, Bybit link. I don't know if it's down there or YouTube, you know, click the Bybit link.